Gosh, I can't believe we're 2 weeks out from the 60th. That is crazy. Oh my goodness. Such a anniversary we've got coming up. Wow. Oh, Troy's just punched in on his face. There, nice. He's
Not
shaking
impressed,
his
Mr.
head.
Crispy. Not impressed.
Why are you not impressed?
Because we just finished recording episode 83 about 5 minutes ago, so don't lie to me.
Oh, you've ruined the illusion.
Yeah,
You've
that you
ruined
changed
the
your t-shirt.
illusion.
So impressive, my friend. But me being exhausted and my brain not working is going to be very good evidence that we haven't changed time since the last recording, so I'm sorry.
It's got to be a crazy, crazy time. So sit back, strap in, and get ready for another crazy episode of Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast.
Why are we strapping in?
Because we're about to lift off, baby.
Roll the intro. Hello and welcome back to Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast. It is a show where two WhoTubers get together and they talk. So usually it's quite annoying because they should really talk about Doctor Who, but they very rarely do. I don't even know if we like
just
Doctor Who
talk.
anymore. Yeah, we just talk. We talk about, the weather.
We
all
talk
sorts
about
of things like that.
all kinds of things.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I'll look up some conversation starters while you
You
finish
do that,
the
you do
intro.
that. Because I am one of your hosts, Troy, also known as Red Archer Live, on the interwebs. And joining me, as always, is this annoying Australian who changed his t-shirt just to make it look like we were recording on a different day, just to try, but he failed. And the fun thing is,
not true.
we're doing all our thumbnail photos for the next few weeks in one go tomorrow, so I find it very funny if he forgets to wear the correct t-shirts and just wears random ones for the thumbnails.
I probably will. It's going to be a
it'll
nice
be
little
even more
inside
chaotic,
joke for us all. Yeah.
I kind of love that. But it is Crispy Pro. How are you doing, my friend?
I am so good. Have you done anything exciting lately?
I recorded a podcast episode about 20 minutes ago.
Though you mean a week ago.
No, I don't. I mean about 20 minutes ago.
What made you smile today?
Nothing.
Okay. What?
We'll keep the joke up from last week, Crispy. I'm feeling lonely.
Have you? What song do you wish you could put on right now?
50-50 Cupid.
Brilliant. And just
Now
the
I'm
final
crying
question,
in my room. Wow, what a mood.
Troy.
Okay.
What is your strangest hidden talent?
Collecting lightsabers. That's not hidden.
That is
though.
quite. It's not hidden. No, it's very
It's
well.
strange, but it's not hidden.
Broadcast. Oh, very good. I'm all right. I'm just chilling and grilling as I usually am. Had a crazy, crazy week. I moved out officially into my new place, and I've been on a plane.
Oh, you really, man? That's crazy.
Yeah, I've been on a plane.
You're not doing that in, like, what, 6 days or something?
Nah, it's all in the past now when you're
Crazy
hearing
thing that
this.
was, like, this episode is going out, 12 days after we film this? It's crazy.
Yep. No,
Isn't that weird?
We've never done bulk like this, but it's okay. We got to do it.
I've
We
lived
have
with
to
bulk
do it.
for all my life.
Oh, is that? What are you trying to
It's a
say,
weight
Troy?
joke. It's a weight joke.
Hey, Troy, that is.
Look, it was just me
I
trying to
won't
be
have
funny.
it.
Just trying to be funny.
I simply won't have it.
If you play right, that isn't even funny. I swear down.
No. I was trying to see if there was a conversation starter that I could change the conversation with.
Okay, what else have you got?
Would you rather be really hot or really cold?
Well, I'm already really hot, aren't I?
Hey, oh,
I hate that I just did that. Hate that I just did that.
That's nice. No,
it's
good.
not.
That's good.
What would you rather be?
Hot or cold?
Yeah.
Yes or no? In or out? Up
I
or
knew,
down?
I
Wrong when it's
knew,
right.
I
Black when it's
knew.
right. Fight when
I
break
knew.
up. Kiss and make up. Banger. Absolute banger. Certified the
You could say that
career
your
of one
jokes
of
never
the
go out
high-
of style, Crispy.
Oh yeah, everyone. 1989 Taylor's version. What do we think?
We didn't mention it last week. We just realised that. We should have...
No, that's all right. Everyone, it should be well set in everyone's minds now.
Yeah.
Have you listened to it?
Yes, repeatedly.
Did you listen
Great
to the
album.
original?
No.
Okay, you got to listen to the OG style because that's better. But the new Out of the Woods absolutely slaps.
I don't like Out of the
Absolutely
Woods as much.
What? That
There are
bridge?
some songs in there I don't like as much. That one's way too repetitive. She just keeps saying, "Are we out of the
Remember
woods? Yeah,
when
are we
you
out
hit
of the
the
woods?
brakes
Yeah, are
too
we out of the
soon?
woods?"
20 stitches in a hospital room. You started crying, baby. I did too. When the sun came up, talking Doctor Who.
You got
Alright,
that
beautiful.
red. It's just like bounce between them like that one mega mix that goes over TikTok, you know?
Yeah,
Oh, it's
yeah,
great.
yeah, yeah.
No, for me, it's like hearing all the singles because these are the singles that I know, and then hearing the album they come off is just great. It's great.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you're listening. That I went to the
Welcome to
1989
Who's There, a
World
Taylor
Tour.
Swift podcast.
Thank you. Yeah, but I went to that back in 2014, 2015,
What,
the
her
actual tour. Yeah, that 1989
What?
one. I wasn't originally going to, but my auntie and my cousin were sick, so I got to go. I got a free ticket and just went. And little did I
Wow.
know the cultural impact 1989 would have at the time. But that was fun.
You're not going to the Eras tour, are you?
No, because it's not coming to Queensland. It's only in New South Wales. Would you
Did you not
believe?
make it work?
Gosh, no, it's so expensive. That would be like a $1,000 round trip, I think.
Sheesh.
Minimum, because the tickets were like $500+, and then you got to think about accommodation and travel.
Blimey, were there no cheaper tickets for you?
No, gosh, no. That was the cheapest.
Blimey, I went cheap. I went in as cheap as I could. But I was like, look, I want a decent seat, but also I don't want to spend much money, and I managed to find a good middle ground. I don't remember how much my ticket cost. I think it was about 50 quid, 60 quid.
Oh, okay, well, yeah, I would have much preferred to pay that. No. The
Yeah,
ones I
that's
was seeing, and
mad.
plus, like, it sold out like in seconds because she's a freak and everyone is obsessed with her.
Wow, hang on.
I think. Well, I mean, we're talking about Doctor Who anniversary specials today, first and
are.
foremost. But
No, this wasn't the intention to go so Taylor
this
Swift.
wasn't
but I'm
the
enjoying
intention.
it.
But if we're talking about Taylor Swift, I think that she is one of the most like business savvy minds of this generation.
We were talking about like the fact that Wildest Dreams was a TikTok trend, but it hadn't released like her version yet, and she was like, right, release my version.
Well, she's
Boom.
done a lot of very, very clever things. Like I'm sure she's got an entire team behind her, but I'm sure Taylor's very, very business minded when it comes to this stuff.
And she'll appreciate us saying this because she listens to Who's There Doctor Who podcast.
Because, well, as is well documented, she is a massive Doctor Who fan. Her favourite episode being what's Taylor
Monsters.
Swift's? Hang on, that'd be a fun little clip. What do you think is Taylor Swift's favourite Doctor Who episode?
Bro went into TikTok mode asking that question, and I love it. Let's retake that. So I'm not having a joke, but I thought it was
Okay.
very funny. For the sake of you doing a short, we need to respect Crispy's content grind here. Go on, Crispy.
Okay, here we go. What do you think is Taylor Swift's favourite Doctor Who episode?
Ooh, I don't know. She probably like one with like a really interesting anti-hero in. I feel like.
Nice. We could say In the Forest of the Night if she's going out of the woods.
That's true. I'm trying to think. There's lots of good options. There are lots of good options.
Oh, come on. There's got to be a good bit in here somewhere.
really
I'm trying to
has
think of
gotta
the
be. There's gotta be.
perfect.
So you know how in TikTok you make short form content that's the best bits? This is us
Yeah.
making the short form content.
Yes, I'm
This
going to
is
chop it
By the
around.
way, this is taking the place of our news segment because we don't have news.
I've got
Because,
it.
oh god,
I've got
you
it.
got it.
I've
Here
got
we
it.
go. Go on. Right, this is it. I want this to be as good as like Danny Pink.
Oh, no,
okay?
stop. No, it's not going to be that good. It's just
I want
another
the Danny
little bit
Ice
to
ring.
add.
Come on.
Daleks exterminate, Nate. And that is the extent of the content you are getting from me tonight. Thank you very
it's a cruel
much.
summer with you, Crispy.
Oh, dearie. There it is. There's the punchline. Thank you.
I had to come up with a good joke because yours were terrible. So look, don't blame me.
Wait, look, I set up a good bit. You delivered. That's all we need.
It's karma, baby.
Because Karma is my boyfriend and David Tennant's my dad.
Wow. I mean, you're living in Wonderland thinking that, but I appreciate it nonetheless.
all right. She's got a lot of songs. Let's
She
move on.
has got a lot of songs. I mean, there's a big blank space in this podcast we could fill up with song references.
Stop. No, we're going to fill it with the poll. We're going to fill it
Oh, are
with
we?
the,
Okay, well...
the greatest
look,
poll of all
I made
time.
a joke, and then you carried it on. Like, look what you made me do. Like, I just had to go with it, all right?
I can't. I can't.
Just speak now and move on. Just speak now.
Oh, no. I'm not having it.
All right, forget it then. You're on your own, kid.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
Right, there you go.
Oh.
There's your TikTok bit. There you go. I delivered that
Thank
for
you
you.
so... Yeah, no, that was too much. That was too
All
much
right.
for me.
It was not too much. Come on, man. You can do this. You can do this. It's the power of having Spotify open next to me. I can just go, right, remind me of some songs.
That was good. I was wondering what you had. Okay, so Today we're talking about Doctor Who's anniversary specials throughout the entire history of the show. Troy still has COVID for 3 weeks running now. I don't know how he's done it.
Oh god, don't say that because that's maybe where I'm gonna have long COVID. Oh no.
Oh no, you won't. No, touch wood, everyone. No, he's fine. He's fine. But yes, today's episode, I did a little bit of digging and I found an excellent article from somebody called Ashley
Mike from Fish and Chips.
Not Mike from Fish and Chips, Ashley Tukin from Supernova, which is a convention here in Australia, and that's the one where I met. Yeah, and they had a really cool blog article called A History of Doctor Who Anniversary Celebrations. That's where I got the idea for the title.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are reading an article in today's podcast.
We are reading
episode.
an article.
Hope you enjoy it.
But I've summarised some beautiful points, but they laid out a lot of the heavy work.
Because you've watched much more of Classic Who than I have, so I don't know as much about the anniversary celebrations. This is an education for me. Like, you're going to take me through.
Yeah.
You're going to take me by the hand, you know? Lead me to the land that you understand. That's Ocean
Taylor?
Man.
Oh,
Ocean Man.
Very, very good. But yeah, so that if you don't know much about how Doctor Who has celebrated its past, and I learnt a lot through this, then sit back, relax, and enjoy. I think a lot of our listeners have only seen New Who, much like last set. Like, we've seen a little bit of Classic Who here and there and everywhere, but we're mainly New Who nerds. So this will be an education for everyone. And if you're a massive Doctor Who fan throughout the entirety of the show, then hey, enjoy this little recap. Thank you very, very much.
Yeah, I've been watching for like, I don't know how many years, like 22?
Oh, gosh. Here's the poll.
The poll? It's poll time. But Crispy,
yeah, it's you.
We are recording this definitely a week later. We're trying to pretend like it's Graham Norton, where it's like, yeah, we're making this on the Thursday night, but it's actually Friday night, but it's actually Thursday. Like, it happens every week. It's great. It's great fun whenever someone points that joke out. But we are acting like we're filming this at a different time, and we have a poll. You did a poll.
I did a poll during last week's episode. I typed it out as we were talking. That's right. I multitasked. Kidding. Troy was talking. No, I don't. But
what was I talking about? Do you remember?
No idea. Can't remember.
There you go.
What?
Well, that's just really mean.
I asked on Twitter, what is the best anniversary special? And in the hour, we have had 108 votes, which I'm pretty happy with for the hour. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Crispy's clout.
We did it. We absolutely did it. And I said the 3 Doctors, the 5 Doctors, or the Day of the Doctor. Troy, which one do you think came out on top?
Well, I mean, I'm going to pretend like I didn't already see this result because I was like, I want to vote on this poll so that my vote gets to be a part of it, and I forgot that when you do that, it shows you the results. But to be fair, it's kind of what I expected. The modern poll would be the one that would win. My vote is that the Day of the Doctor is the winning vote, Crispy.
And you know what? You're absolutely correct.
See, he's not applauding me because I got it right. He's applauding me because my reading skills are still working.
Yes.
At least that part of my brain is still functioning.
Yes.
Not much
else at the moment, unfortunately. But that's okay.
Reading and Taylor Swift jokes, seems like that's about it.
So, the 3 Doctors had 10.2%.
Okay.
The 5 Doctors had 24.1%.
Wow, okay.
And the Day of the Doctor had 65.7%. And I think we'll find out during this rewatch just how big the Day of the Doctor was compared to some of the other anniversary specials. But keep in mind that the other anniversary specials at the time, they were very, very ambitious. There's some ambitious stuff going on. So, Troy,
can I ask you a question before we go into it?
Yeah. What do you
when
want,
we get to the 50th, are you going to be mentioning One Direction?
Yes, of course.
Okay, this is going to be perfect. I'm so excited. If you don't know what I'm talking about there, you're in for a treat. If you do, then you know why I asked that, and it's very funny. Crispy, yes. I'm ready. You know, can you do that, like, that a lovely jingle to take me back to, like, before I was born?
I'll take you back many, many moons ago.
Take me back.
Oh, no, let's go back to...
Show me things that I wouldn't believe beyond my wildest dreams.
Oh my goodness, your wildest blue yonders. Here we go.
It's going to be, oh my goodness. Say you'll
wild
remember
blue
me.
Yonder.
Even if it's just in your wild blue yonder. That actually works. That actually works.
Beautiful. That's
okay,
beautiful.
Crispy, you need to make that a song.
Yeah, all right, I could do that. I'll do that for next week's episode.
Standing in a nice dress, giggling with NPH.
Oh my goodness gracious me. Oh my... Okay, if you draft something, we'll record it, we'll get it done.
Say
an official
you'll
release.
Remember beep.
Beep.
Hey, look, this is how I justify making so many Taylor Swift jokes because we've tied it to Doctor Who. Beautiful.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Hey, Troy.
I mean, technically, the 14th Doctor is the Dr. Tennant's version.
Oh my, whoa. Yeah. Well,
Actually,
that's
before
a
you
lot.
get into, you should check out if anyone's a fan of the band Bastille that I really like. I'm wearing a T-shirt for them right now. Check out my Twitter. I made a comparison between the Modern Doctors and Bastille albums, and it works far better than I'm proud. I don't know how
Oh my
I did
gosh.
it, but I was like, well, I think I said to you recently that they were like pushing Pompeii out again because they'd done it with Hans Zimmer, and I made a joke
Yeah.
with one of my friends. I was like, that's like them doing like a 14th Doctor with Pompeii, and then I went, hang on. This is an interesting bit, and then I like listed all the Doctors out with the albums and went, "This works way too well."
Aye, aye,
So
aye.
if you like Bastille, go and read that tweet. It's on my Twitter somewhere. It's fun. Anyway, Crispy, what's our first
Yes,
year?
mate.
Take me back. Give me a nice little jingle. Take me back in time.
Tell you
I'm ready.
what. Imagine a little sci-fi show started in 1963, has
Okay.
been going for 10 years.
Wow.
So let me take you to 1973, also known as the 10th anniversary of the program.
Was it in December? Can you take me back to December?
I don't know what the actual...
November. It's November 23rd, Crispy.
Yeah,
You should
yeah,
know
I don't,
this.
but I don't know if they actually, for the three doctors... Okay, spoiler alert, it's the three doctors, everyone. Ooh, crazy, crazy,
Three
crazy.
Doctors? What the
But I don't know if they actually aired the Three Doctors on the anniversary, but let me tell you exactly what the Three Doctors is. This
Okay.
special, as in the name, saw the first Doctor, portrayed by William Hartnell, returning
Right.
alongside the second and third Doctors, played by Patrick Troughton and John Pertwee. The story, I haven't seen the story, admittedly, but the first Doctor cameo, William Hartnell, was he appears on the monitor in the TARDIS, so it's mainly a third Doctor and second Doctor story because at the time, unfortunately, William Hartnell was still quite ill and getting, old. It was very sad, but at least he was able to be there for the
Yeah.
10th anniversary special. So that was nice. That was really, really nice.
I mean,
And
it's better
this
than Tom Baker's appearance in the Five Doctors.
well, we'll get there. We'll absolutely
Yeah.
in 10 years' time, my friend, we will get there. But this story actually saw the introduction of Omega. I don't know much
Okay.
about Omega, but I know they're a big part of
I feel like
Doctor
I know
Who.
more about Omega from DW 2012 than I do from actual Doctor Who.
Do you know what it says in my notes here that they're a pivotal character in Time Lord history? Are they a Time Lord? I
Yes.
probably sound so dumb. Someone's screaming
Omega's like one of the
at
founding Time Lords.
I remember hearing this, like Rassilon as well.
Yeah, Omega and
And
Rasputin
Tech
were both like, yeah, and Tech Tayun, basically. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
original
yeah.
founding Time Lords. Speaking of, I just shout out, have you seen DW 2012's trailer for their
I
60th
did.
stuff?
I
How
did.
good is that?
Will that be out by now? No.
The
That's
trailer,
after
yeah.
this.
Wait, what do you mean?
No. The actual episode.
No, that's coming out. Is it the 26th of November?
25th, I think.
I
Yeah.
think they scheduled
around
it
there.
to be the day after Doctor Who's 60th, which is quite cool.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
No, I saw an early version of the trailer when I was at their little rap party. I didn't tell you because they made me sign an NDA. They didn't really. But no, they showed me the trailer and I was like, "This is really good." But the new one they showed had even more scenes in. It was great. It was really cool. It's really cool. It's a good trailer. Go watch
that's
it. Go and
nice.
support them. They cooked.
That is-
I have seen some cool things that they are cooking, and you guys are not ready. That's all I will say.
Well, there we go. There we go.
Go and subscribe to them. I'm not in it. I wish I was, but go and watch it anyway. You know, I'm not. Maybe actually, to be fair, me not being in it might draw more people to watch it. They'd be like, "Oh, great! I don't get to see Troy. Good."
So I just
disagree. No.
sorry. I was reading
It's okay.
back on
Yeah.
this. I was trying to find the air date. So the first part of this actual episode, the Three Doctors, aired
Yeah.
on the 30th of December 1972,
What?
running until the 20th of January 1973.
What?
What? So
That's
they just
not-
That's strange. That is very, very strange.
I wonder if maybe William Hartnell was getting a lot more ill, and they were like, "Let's get the story done."
they wanted
so we
to get
can
it
at
out.
least be in it marginally.
But yes, it very much did start the ongoing trend of Doctors reuniting on anniversary specials, as we will see further throughout this list. But will some Doctors reunite in the 60th? I don't know. Would Russell change tradition like that? Maybe. He's a
I'd
man.
be delighted to cause some chaos.
Absolutely delighted. But yeah, so I haven't seen the Three Doctors, but I know I've heard some very, very good things about it. So if you have seen it, let us know your thoughts down below, and if it's worth
Okay.
a watch. Thank you very much. But tell you what, Troy, let's get back into the TARDIS, mate. Let's get back into our TARDIS.
Hang on, have you got the sound effect? Because I'll
I've got
do
a
the
sound
thing
effect.
again.
Don't worry. Here we go. Everyone, hop aboard. Whoa. Oh my goodness gracious me. Here we
that as well.
go.
The TARDIS and
Let's-
the harp. The harpist.
The
That
TARDIS,
sounds wrong. That sounds wrong.
the harpist.
Oh, the
So-
harpist, yeah.
That's beautiful. That's great.
Beautiful.
You know what else is great? Doctor Who's
Who.
20th anniversary in
What happened?
1983. Well, you know what? They had the brilliant idea of doing a story called The Three Doctors. And by the time the 20th anniversary came around, they had 5 doctors. So what do you think they did, Troy?
They did the 5 Doctors.
They had a story called The Five Doctors. You are absolutely
And
correct.
I know it was the first episode David Tennant couldn't watch live as a fan of Doctor Who, since he'd started.
Why?
Yeah, his family were busy or something. He said that weekend, so he had to get it on VHS, and he was dead upset that he didn't get to watch the first episode of the 5 Doctors.
Well,
So there's
that
a little
is,
fun bit of
that is
information
a
that I do know.
fun little fact from Troy. Well, I have some more fun facts about this 20th anniversary.
Shoot,
So,
let's hear him.
this episode came around only 2 years after Tom Baker was in the role. And we know Tom Baker was in the role for a long time. I don't know if it was 7 years, but it was a long time.
He was a doctor from 1974, I think, to 1981. I think he was 7 years. 7 or 8 years.
That's the longest time for any doctor.
Was it 74?
I don't know. Someone will in the comments will correct us. Absolutely.
74 to 81. I'm 99%. I'm googling it.
All right. Beautiful. Well, I'll read out some stuff.
Go.
So, by this time in Doctor Who's history, when the
It
5
was.
Doctors came around,
Yep.
well done, Troy. Good
Cheers.
stuff. But by this time in Doctor Who's history, when the 20th anniversary came around, Doctor Who was very much more of a icon, a British icon in television. You know, the 4th Doctor was synonymous with the Daleks, the TARDIS, the scarf. It was all iconic British sci-fi imagery. And so by the time the 20th anniversary came around, the 5 Doctors was kind of a big deal. So Peter Davison's 5th Doctor was helming the TARDIS at the time and wanted to generate an air of celebration for this massive milestone. And so there are a lot of people in the 5 Doctors, including the Brig. The Brig's in there. There's a lot of returning companions. I'm pretty sure Janet Fielding's in there, which is pretty damn cool.
Was she in Hobart?
Hobart, another reference for our
Hobart.
listeners. Hobart, very good.
Hobart.
But the funny thing with this one, the anniversary specials seem to never want to air on the actual anniversary air date. So, when do you think this aired, Troy? When do you think this aired?
May 1983.
No, it was in November.
Okay. Well, that's
So
good. That's good.
they nailed that down. They nailed that down.
Well, that's only what the 60th anniversary's done, so, watch what you say here, buddy.
Well, what do you think this when's the 60th
3rd of
airing?
November.
No, it's the same day I think as the 60th, the 25th.
Oh,
That's when
wow.
it aired. Yes.
Well, I was going to say, if you think about it, the 60th is kind of like modern Doctor Who's 5 Doctors, because it's nearly 20 years of modern Doctor Who.
Oh my gosh.
There's a bit of a parallel for you.
Troy, stop being so smart all the
You
time.
do the research, I offer the dazzling insight of the
research
brain
and
of
the
someone
insight.
with COVID.
What's that Stephen Moffat quote from Well Enough in Time? Your exposition and comic relief, or something like that. When Missy's saying that anyway.
Oh, yeah.
You're not companions, you're
Who's
functions.
Your exposition and I'm comic relief.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know, mate.
I don't know if I'm
You
comic
be-
relief. Oh.
I'm exposition today. That's for
I put
sure.
my feet up on my desk, on one of the bars on my desk, and it lifted my mic boom arm up. How does that work?
Look, mate. Physics are not my specialty.
No, but Doctor Who is.
Absolutely. So here's the fun fact. Here's the fun fact about this episode. Whilst
Go.
it aired on the 25th in the UK, because it was actually part of the Children in Need telethon, so that was the day that happened. But it aired on the 23rd in America, and this is one of the only instances of a Doctor Who episode airing overseas first before airing in the UK.
How the
Can you
heck
believe
does that
it?
work?
I don't know. The special first aired in America on the actual anniversary date, the 23rd, and while it aired in the UK a few days later on the 25th.
Well, I guess the internet wasn't as bad then, so the internet didn't exist back then.
No,
so
there
you wouldn't get Twitter spoilers, so it's not quite as big of a problem.
Well, Speaking of spoilers for this, the novelization of the story was actually published before the special aired, meaning that
What?
fans would get a sneak peek of what was going to happen before it even hit the airwaves. And that's what I'm worried about, because a very similar story is almost forming as a part of these 60th things, because we know that we're getting novelizations of the Star Beast, Wild Blue Yonder, and the Giggle. So if anything goes wrong there in an early release, we could be seeing some spoilers, much like history.
It's not the novelizations I'd be worried about, though, because they're coming out like
What?
2 months after the specials air. The Steelbook is coming out 2 days after the Giggle.
Oh, we're gonna know.
Need to remind you that happened with Name of the Doctor. Series 7 Blu-rays got sent out early, and it revealed obviously John Hurt being the Doctor, and people got to see it early, and then went online and went, "Why is John Hurt the Doctor? What's going on there?" And everyone was like, "What?"
Yeah. Well, look, we can only hope that everything runs smoothly.
I think it's very brave to be like, "Hey, let's release the Steelbook 2 days after the special airs." It's brave. I'm excited though. It's also have the Steelbook in my hands. Hold David Tennant in my fingers.
Yes, much like he did. You hold you in cake form.
He did.
That's where I was going.
When's he going to do a con, Crispy?
I don't know. At some point, I hope. Maybe.
Or we're going to have words.
Hey, you know what else happened in the 20th anniversary, bro?
It was the year before George Orwell's book, 1984.
Isn't it 1989?
No, that's Taylor's
1984.
version.
Oh my gosh.
You brought it back to Taylor Swift.
Oh no,
my boy.
I wasn't even trying. 1989 George Orwell. That's funny.
Goodness, that was amazing. That was a clean joke, Crispy.
So the 20th anniversary also saw the biggest fan event for Doctor Who had ever seen at that point. It was called Doctor Who: A Celebration, held over Easter Sunday and Monday, the 3rd and 4th of April. And it was a permanent Doctor Who exhibition. Over 20 guests from the show appeared at the event, including all 4 surviving Doctors and current companions. That's pretty cool, right?
I hate the term surviving. Gee whiz.
Yeah. Well, look, it's sad stuff. And I think it should be noted that in the 5 Doctors, William Hartnell was not able to reprise his role. So I can't remember what the name of the actor was that
Richard
replaced him in that.
I think was his name.
I think it was David Bradley. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Richard Hurndall. It was, yeah. Wow, look at that.
Wow, well, there you go.
Wait, he died in 1984. He died the year after it came out. Oh, blimey.
No way. Did he? Oh, that is tragic.
Blimey.
That is really tragic. So, the event, they weren't expecting much from the event, but it ended up attracting approximately 40,000 people over the 2 days. That's unreal.
Doctor Who
was
we'll take the
huge,
TARDIS,
mate.
We'll go back in time, we'll go have a look,
I think that would be very, very cool. I think that would be very, very cool. But hey, you know what? Let's go 5 years into the future.
5 years?
Ooh,
okay.
Yes.
Right. Do the TARDIS.
Oh. You can have the TARDIS if you want. Here's the TARDIS, mate. So, the 25th anniversary comes around. It's 1988, and the BBC have kicked things off with a special anniversary trailer advertising the upcoming 25th season. Can you imagine that? 25 seasons of a show?
No, I can't actually.
That's unprecedented, but we're getting there with New Who.
We're getting there.
It would see the 7th Doctor and Ace discussing how things have changed in the 25 years since the Doctor first came to Earth. But this was also celebrated with the classic story that I just watched the other day, Remembrance of the Daleks.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
I haven't, but I did watch Clever Dick Films' documentary on Sylvester McCoy's era in particular,
mate,
and he mentioned that they go back to 1963 to Coal Hill School,
correct,
where it all started, which is
absolutely
a really
correct.
cool idea.
I was pleasantly surprised to see all of that. I was like, what am I watching? Is this Class? Oh my goodness gracious
it's not.
me.
Good.
But yeah, I think that was a rough.
Joking. I need to watch Class.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a special episode we could do one time when Doctor Who's
Only
in a
ever
lull,
seen
but
the
it
first
might not
episode?
be. Oh, first episode is pretty good actually.
Yeah, well, that's 'cause it has Peter Capaldi in it, and he's like, "You're looking for the cabinet." It's this painfully but original shop called IKEA.
Oh well, there you go. And I think the actual anniversary story, which began on the 23rd of November, was appropriately called the Silver Nemesis. Oh, because it's Silver Anniversary, right. And saw the return of the Cyberman.
Did you say the return of Spider-Man?
No, Cyberman.
Oh, I thought you said Spider-Man. And I was
Cyberman.
No, I never realised the Silver Nemesis. Was that because it was the Silver Anniversary?
Well, that's... I don't know. That might just be a fun little coincidence.
Oh.
And
I wonder if when Neil Gaiman wrote Nightmare in Silver, it was like he was talking about like a horrible 25-year wedding anniversary. He had his Nightmare in Silver.
A Nightmare in Silver.
It's a terrible joke. It's a terrible joke.
There's actually... I should tell you about all the crazy stuff I've heard from the making of Nightmare in Silver. Apparently that was a rough episode to make.
So you're telling me it was a bit of a nightmare?
It was. If I want to do a video on it one day, and I will call it Doctor Who's Nightmare episode, because things didn't go to plan.
Can you make it right now?
I'm busy. I'm doing a podcast, mate. Maybe later.
Okay, fine.
And to end off Doctor Who's 25 glorious years, they released a book called Doctor Who: 25 Glorious Years. Would you? I would love to know.
Inventive.
I would love to know if anyone's read that book. Is it good? Is it all right?
Let me look it up. Let's see if
25 Glorious Years. Let's have a look.
Ready?
Let's have a darn look. 25 Glorious Years of Doctor Who.
Doctor Who 25 Glorious Years.
25 glorious years.
Not on Amazon, but on eBay, there's going to be someone selling it probably for £500. Doctor Who
25 glorious years.
Let's see.
Here we go. This is...
Oh! It's on eBay for £3.51 from Awesome Books UK.
What? Oh my gosh. Well,
it's a bit dog-eared, but, it looks... Yeah, you can get a copy of it.
Well, there you go.
Or you can get it brand new. And that's not brand new, it's pre-owned. What the hell? For $16.99? That's your daylight robbery. Oh, it's quite a thin book, actually. I expected it to be thicker than that.
That's
25
ridiculous.
glorious years, but there's not exactly much thickness in the book. Hang on. Look how thin that book is.
Oh, there might be small text, you just don't know.
It's just someone who was like, I want to make this book to celebrate it, but I can't be bothered writing it. Like, oh, God. Oh,
I don't know.
That was a joke you were supposed to laugh at rather than make me sound evil.
That isn't even funny.
There we go. So,
let's see, you make a joke, Crispy. Go on, you make a joke.
I will. But not now, because we also...
I wish you would.
We have to travel in time again.
That was another Taylor Swift song.
Taylor Swift reference, I understand.
Oh, no.
Quick. Whoosh, 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 whoosh.
You caught me off guard. But whoosh,
I caught you off guard there.
Yeah, you did. You did.
Doctor Who's...
You caught me off guard.
Doctor Who's 30th anniversary, 1993. What was happening to Doctor Who in 1993, Troy?
Oh, 1993. Doctor Who... Oh, I don't know.
You don't know?
I think it might have been a little bit dead.
Yeah.
Was this when they announced the movie was happening, I'm guessing? Is this where this is going?
Well, I don't know about that.
Because the movie was released in 96, so it could have been announced in 93, in fairness.
I don't know if they announced it in... I don't think it was part of the anniversary celebrations
when
at all.
Was the 8th Doctor announced?
Oh, he's asked.
I'm asking Google.
On the 27th of May 1996, Doctor Who returned to the BBC.
Oh, that's just when it
returned.
returned.
In 7 years. The 1996 revival was a feature-length episode and, after the death of the 7th Doctor, Sylvester McCoy introduced viewers to the 8th Doctor, the dashing Paul McGann.
Oh.
Well, that doesn't tell me when he was announced.
The dashing? No, it doesn't. That's just when he came back. Troy, have you heard of a thing called Dimensions in Time?
I have. Oh, wait, is this... No, wait. Is this the comic relief thing that Stephen Moffat did?
No.
Oh, that's the Curse of Fatal Death.
Curse of the Fatal Death. I'm not quite sure what year that was. But
Hang
Dimensions...
on, no, is it Dimensions? No. Is Curse of Fatal Death the one where like the Doctor goes through like Hugh Grant and Joanna Lumley and all them?
Yes.
That's
That's
the
Rowan Atkinson's one. No. Dimensions in Time was how they celebrated the 30th anniversary of Doctor Who, and it was for children in need. It was a 2-part special, and it featured several classic Doctors and companions, and it was also a tie-in with the soap opera EastEnders. Did you know
Oh,
that?
it's that thing. Oh,
Yep.
God.
Yep, it was a
Oh,
very, very
no.
strange. That I haven't seen it, and I think we should do a reaction of it for our Patreon at some stage. I think that would be hilarious.
do you know what? I could list 20 things right now I would rather do than watch that.
I think that would be so funny to watch it. I don't know. I don't know.
It's,
It could be
just
very,
something you
very
need to know about me.
interesting.
I think EastEnders is the most depressing TV soap I've ever seen. You couldn't pay me to sit and watch that for a week.
Not even if it was a 2-part Children in Need special featuring your favourite show.
No.
I'll give you 10 quid.
Okay, I'll watch it.
There we go. Beautiful. Well
Times
done,
are tough,
Troy.
man. Times are tough.
Well done, Troy.
No, seriously, I'm not that. I don't hate EastEnders. No, I watched a few British soaps when I've been younger, and EastEnders just never really grabbed me. I don't think it's quite as Emmerdale is peak. That's my soap opinion. There you go. Watch Emmerdale.
What if I told you that the whole thing was broadcast in 3D?
What in 1993?
Apparently, I can't quite believe that.
In 1993D.
Ah, very, very good. Very,
How
very
did they
good.
have the tech to do 3D in the 90s?
I actually don't know. That doesn't seem right.
I wasn't
Dimensions
even
in
born.
time.
Yeah,
Dimensions
at
in
that
time.
Point. So tech
Nor
clearly
was
couldn't
I.
have advanced because I'm the reason tech advanced.
Doctor
all
Who.
about
I
me.
find that strange.
What,
Gosh, we
not being
Google
born in
far too much.
1993? You weren't either.
No, I was not.
When
I
were
was
you born?
much, much later.
1989.
1989. Like
When
T
were you born?
Swizzle. 97, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're 26. Yeah.
I'm old. I'm an old man. I'm
You
an
are an old
old soul.
You've lived for more than a quarter of a century, you old ass man. No.
Yeah, well, what am I doing for my 30th anniversary? I don't know. Not crossing over with EastEnders, that's for sure. But not
Yeah.
much else really happened on the 30th anniversary, as you can imagine. There was a documentary called 30 Years in the TARDIS, which is better than Doctor Who, 30 Glorious Years. And that aired on
Yeah.
the 29th of November, and it was a comprehensive look at the history of the show to that point, including interviews with many cast and crew members. The original broadcast version had been cut for time, but in 1994, the year after, titled More Than 30 Years in the TARDIS, was released on VHS and then later DVD. I don't know what a VHS and a DVD is, but kidding. Physical media is a good thing, and you
For a
should all
second,
get
you
it.
really had me thinking you didn't know what a VHS was, and I was
Oh
like,
my
mate.
gosh. No, Troy, you're the one who doesn't know things.
I do. I used
very
VHSs when I was a kid.
What? Yeah, so I got the original Star Wars, mate. I got the OG Star Wars.
Yeah, that was not as good.
Oh. Whoa. Oh.
You hear that?
What?
That's the sound of my patience shattering into a million pieces.
Yeah, well, you hear this, Troy?
Stop catching me off guard, man. Doon de doon 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 doon do 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 do. You know, it's the new
Wow.
one. Do do.
That's great, mate.
Do do do.
That
new
is
theme
fantastic.
so good, man. That new
Hey.
theme is so good.
Guess what, Troy?
Yeah.
Congratulations. You've been born. It's 2003.
The world's
It's
a
the
much
four-
better place for it, you know.
World is a much better place now. Yes, the 40th anniversary of Doctor Who. And what's happening to Doctor Who at that time, Troy?
Has it been announced that it's coming back?
I think they might have announced it in 2003. Doctor Who coming back 2003.
I was going to say I didn't think they had. Oh no! Oh, wasn't
No,
it?
it was
that
September
looked
of 2003.
Oh wow! I think it was because it looked like they
Yeah.
weren't going to. Because again, I watched Clever Dick Films' documentary, and I think it was so like that people were worried they weren't going to do anything to celebrate the 40th anniversary. And Scream of the Shalka happened around then, didn't it?
The what? Sorry?
Scream of the Shalka,
Oh, yes. Correct.
the animation
Correct.
with
The
Richard D. Grant
incomplete
as the
fourth
Doctor.
Doctor story, Sharda, was completed as an animated feature. Additionally, the BBC, the official BBC 40th anniversary adventure, Scream of the Shalka, was released in online format. And is that, yeah, that's the Richard E. Grant. So Richard E. Grant is an animated Doctor in Doctor Who. I don't know if you knew that. The guy who plays the Great Intelligence in the new Who
And
era.
much like Peter Capaldi, this Doctor started off very stern. Some people didn't like it as much. Then he got far more into the role and far more kind of like energetic and involved after like a few episodes towards the end. And then he never got to do it any further because he never got to be the Doctor again.
It's a shame. Another forgotten Doctor. A forgotten Doctor to time.
But you know
And
what?
probably-
With the timeless child, the Schalke Doctor, he's been canonised.
Yep. Thank you so much. Thank you, Chibnall.
Doctor
for
Who
that.
across the TARDIS verse.
You know what? Oh, you know what? Actually,
I'm gonna do my own thing.
can you imagine how cool it would have been if they did this one little detail? I don't know how they would have done it, but when Jodie is like remembering all her lives and they show the Morbius doctors and all
Bit of
that.
Scream the Shelker.
Yeah, but like actually get Richard E. Grant to come back and do like one little like prosthetic,
Like
you know,
live
that I
action
think
Clone Wars,
live
Anakin and
action.
that.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, exactly. I think that would have been cool, and it could have like they definitely would have canonized it in one frame of footage. I think that could have been really cool.
Such a
Anyway,
good idea.
oh
And fun
well.
fact,
If,
did you know in Scream of the Shelker, the Master was in it, and he was voiced by Derek Jacobi.
no way. What? Are you serious?
I'm not kidding you. He was voiced by Derek Jacobi.
That is so damn cool.
Yeah, he was
Oh my
apparently he was like the
gosh.
Master had been trapped in the TARDIS, so he served more as like an Alfred Butler type role there
What? Where was he trapped?
in the TARDIS.
Oh, here we
for
go.
goodness sake!
Here we go.
Whoa, whoa! There was not much in 2003 then. Sheesh.
No, not much is happening. But you know what? Let's take you back to a time when I know both of us were Doctor Who fans. The year, our Lord,
you knew both of us. You
2013.
didn't know who I was.
No, I say both of us were... Oh,
Yeah.
you liked Doctor Who at the time, absolutely. You
Well,
started in
Matt Smith
2007.
wasn't a big fan of Chinny.
Oh my gosh. 2013, what were you up to in 2013?
Fun fact, I remember, I don't know if I ever told you this, but I was doing, I think I must have told you this, I was doing the first proper assessment for my GCSE exams around the time of the 50th anniversary.
Oh, I think you might have told me that, yeah.
It was for English. We had to, they did these things called controlled assessments where we would sometimes
Hmm.
write like particular essays or something, and they would contribute like 10% of our overall final exam grade. And the first ever one I had, which kind of felt very monumental because it was for my GCSEs, like the thing you work through like 10 years of school for. So the very
Yeah.
first one was the Thursday before the episode came out. So like in my head it was constantly like, right, the reward for doing your first GCSE assessment is seeing Doctor Who's 50th anniversary, it's seeing Matt Smith and David Tennant together.
Nice.
That was like what got me through it. I'm literally not kidding. I was like, that's my reward. I get to see the Doctor Who 50th. And we saw it in cinemas as well. Very cool.
Yeah, nice.
The only one I've seen in cinemas.
Oh, well, I mean, it's a good one to see. Did you see it in 3D?
Yes.
Yeah, that was fun. I really enjoyed that.
I hate 3D in cinemas.
So do I, but I didn't mind it with this episode. Maybe it was because it was less in your face.
To be
but
fair,
I
that was
don't know.
right before I started wearing glasses, so it probably was easier for me back then. I only started wearing
Yeah.
glasses in 2014, I think.
Are you saying you had to wear glasses after, because of the effects that Doctor Who 3D had on you?
No, I think it's just too much gaming.
He's a gamer.
It was so funny because when I first got glasses, they were like, right, it's only for long distance, so only put them on when you need them. And then I literally went home, and I remember I was playing Skyrim at the time, and I was
Yeah.
like, let's just see how much better it looks if I put my glasses on. And it was literally like 3 times as clear, and I was like,
Oh, dearie.
I'm wearing them. And then I basically never ended up taking my glasses off, and here we are.
And we've made it to here today. Thank you very
Yep.
much.
And my vision
So-
gets worse every day. It's sad, but we move.
Apart from Troy losing his vision, yes, 2013 saw Doctor Who's 50th anniversary, and what a monumental time that was. Of
So
course,
true.
earlier in that year we had Series 7 Part 2. Say what you will, I think Series 7 Part 2 is a lot of fun. A lot
Make
of
sure you
fun. Might
hide your
not be-
opinions before you start a Cold War.
Oh, nice. Beautiful stuff. Journey to the centre of the TARDIS.
And do you know who comes back in the 50th? The Rings of Acca 10.
10. Yes.
Who did
And
that?
it did, yes. 10 and 11. It's a 10-11 team-up story. Christopher Eccleston was supposed to be there. Didn't end up being there, but we got a 4th Doctor cameo. Well, Tom Baker cameo, not the 4th Doctor. Anyway, you know the
Actually,
story.
the curator.
Curator. I barely know her.
Right there. Look at him. He's right there.
Beautiful. Great stuff. Yes, it's
And there's
you've got
John
one of
Hurt.
your... And the Meta Crisis is over there as well.
Oh, stop it. Why is... again, what is Blood doing there? Bro thinks he's on the team.
But Troy, did you know that BBC America produced a documentary series titled The Doctors Revisited that were released monthly between January and
Yes.
November? I don't
did
remember
know
that at
but
all.
I don't think I ever watched them. Ironically.
But there were also 2 other documentaries as well called Doctor Who The Companions, which was released on the 31st of March, and Doctor Who Explained that aired on the 22nd of November. I think that might have been the one with Brian Cox. Did you see
Yeah,
that
that's
thing?
where Brian Cox explains the science behind Doctor Who, and I think I saw some of that. I'm not sure if I saw all of it.
I watched the scenes with Matt Smith in it, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, him being there was cool.
But yeah, there was lots of stuff going on. Big Finish were doing things like as they usually do. They had, the 4th and 8th Doctors teaming up. It was a very, very exciting time. And they had something called the 1963 trilogy, 3 standalone stories set in the titular year. How exciting is that? So these are all things I didn't know what was happening at the time, because I only really just started getting into Doctor Who.
Yeah,
at that
you weren't
time.
even. When did you start doing Doctor Who YouTube? You
That
must have
was
done it at the start.
2013. That was January of 2013.
Yeah, I was trying to remember exactly when, because obviously, the next year you were meeting Capaldi and he was like, "Hello, Crispy."
Yes. Oh, glorious times. And that's when I went full Doctor Who nerd, and I have never looked back.
Yeah, so because you met Peter Capaldi.
Yes. And
Well, I
hey,
met Jodie, so ha ha ha.
well, speaking of...
I thought we were going to start the ongoing bit again, then I finished with David Tennant in my face again.
No.
Boring. Okay.
Speaking of doctors, Peter Davison, Colin Baker, Sylvester McCoy, Matt Smith, Jenna Coleman, and Stephen Moffat all appeared at a 3-day official 50th celebration held at London Excel Centre between the 22nd and 24th of November. Yeah, apparently there was a massive convention. I didn't realise this.
A Doctor Who convention in the XL London. That's where Showmasters does their London Comic Con. No, it's not.
Well,
it's the Olympia.
It featured
MCM
props,
Comic-Cons
costumes,
are.
displays, workshops, and panels. I mean, there was a lot going on.
A 3-day Doctor Who Comic Con.
And here in Australia, despite not having anything quite as fancy, we did have our own small exhibit at the ABC Centre here in Sydney, complete with props and costumes from the show, which was nice. And here's the fun one. I remember this because we had Doctor Who pop-ups that were all around like New South Wales and Queensland.
Okay.
And I made a video called Doctor Who Pop-Up Shop, and that was the first ever Crispy Pro video to be noticed by the BBC. And that kind of set this whole... That was the first line of communication. And I remember I got a message from the Doctor Who YouTube channel at the time saying, hey, we've liked your video and added it to one of our playlists. You should see a nice little bump in views. And so the video ended up getting 2,000 views. And at the time I was getting maybe a couple hundred. And I was like, I'm famous.
Like me with my first payday one that blew up. Yeah.
It was such an unreal feeling. And through that, I was able to meet some people at the BBC. And here we are. Here we are today.
And now he does Rise of Doctor Who. He gets 70k views. He's
now I do Rise of Doctor Who. And
that has done really well, by the way. 70k, is it? That's mad.
It's getting there. It's getting there. I'm very happy with how that video turned out, and I'm glad it has resonated with people. So that's nice.
Yeah. You could say it's really it got a rise out of some people. Hang on, that makes them angry, doesn't it?
Well, you know
any
what?
Angry commenters? Do people angry with you?
Did I tell you about any of that? Any of the angry
know.
people? Someone made a not so nice response video to it, but that's for another time.
Oh yeah, that was.
But people are very silly.
Yes,
very silly.
Very silly.
But you know what else is silly? The Five-ish Doctors reboot.
Oh, okay.
That was
Also
a fun
you, though.
little story. Yes, I am very silly. But you've seen the Five-ish Doctors reboot, haven't you?
Weirdly, at the time, I think because it was one of those things that looped on the red button. So you press the red button, it'd show you it, but you jump in wherever it was in the live broadcast. It keep looping. I don't know if the moment I actually watched it in full. Maybe my mum did. I don't remember me doing it, but I did watch it in full a few years ago. So I have seen it, but I don't know if I saw it at the time in full. Long answer that wasn't really necessarily needed to be that long.
Well, I think I don't know how I watched it here in Australia, but I remember watching it and being like, this is so funny and so nice. And Moffat and I think Russell T's in it as well. I just enjoyed the entire production, and I hope they do something for the 60th, but I don't think the classic Doctors will do much apart from maybe a cameo. You never know.
Guardians of the Edge,
they're still there. And
they do a parody called Guardians of the Garlic Sea, and they're all there, and it's just playing lots of the Dalek Sea. Yes, it's just loads of 60s and 70s music, depending on the Doctor that shows. Maybe a bit of 80s. That's good. The Peter Davison shows up, and you're like, "Don't you want me, baby?"
Wow. I
Human
enjoyed
League,
that.
baby. Human League, peak.
You're saying a lot of references. But speaking of Guardians of the Edge, one of them was David Bradley, and he portrayed the first Doctor. Or he portrayed William Hartnell, who portrayed the first Doctor in An Adventure in Space and Time, which was a story
absolutely brilliant.
Written by Mark
I only
Gatiss.
watched it for the first time. I'm yawning.
When?
Sorry. Gosh,
Oh my gosh. It is
So my brain, man-
10:14 p.m. for me. I should be the one yawning.
It's midday for me. I told you, my body is just it's
He's
getting
not
there.
there.
But
He's not there.
no, I didn't watch Adventure in Space and Time when it came out. I know that. I think did they do a watch along for it in COVID? I think that was when I ended up watching it.
Oh,
I'm fairly
maybe.
sure.
Yeah, I think they might have done that.
I think it was around the lockdown
Wow.
period that I saw it. I think it was for a watch along, and I remember
Yeah, wow.
favorite bit of it easily was David Bradley playing. I mean, obviously he was the main character, but him doing the bit with William Hartnell when he realizes that he's not going to be the Doctor anymore, and he's like stood over the fireplace.
Yeah,
and
that's
his wife's like,
that's a
"You're
very
okay,"
powerful
and he's
scene.
like, "Yeah, I'm okay," and then she goes, and he's like, "I don't want to go." Because he said those words, that had me crying. I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god, what? Oh my, you know, like it was really upsetting." But it's a phenomenal performance, even if Matt Smith is in front of the TARDIS at one point when he shouldn't be, green screened.
Yeah, there's a little error in that if you watch
Yeah,
him.
it's definitely-
But regardless, very, 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 very good special. A lot of people preferred it over Day of the Doctor, but that's a debate for another
ridiculous.
day. And
That's
that could be
ridiculous.
this week's poll.
Well,
but it's
actually, I
not.
would understand it because Adventure in Space and Time has Sasha Dewan, and 50th Anniversary doesn't, so fair enough. Fair
Well,
enough.
speaking of the Day of the Doctor, that special
Dun,
was
dun,
bigger
dun, dun,
than
dun,
anything
dun,
Doctor Who
dun,
had
dun.
ever produced before, with it not only being simulcast in 94 countries, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's bad.
Including Australia, obviously, but also receiving a limited 3D theatrical release run across 1,500 cinemas worldwide. That's awesome. That's pretty
you see it in
damn
the cinema?
cool. I saw it at the cinema, absolutely, and it was
There you go.
packed, my friend. It was packed, and they had a
I can't
best
remember what
dressed
cinema we even
costume
saw it in.
contest. It was awesome.
Really? Oh.
Yeah. No, there was Doctor Who. Doctor Who was big in Australia at one point. Maybe it will be again.
It will be big again,
won't
and we'll
know.
be delighted.
We'll be absolutely delighted. But yes, that
No,
is
you've got to
it.
say it Welsh.
Oh, I'll be absolutely delighted.
Much better. I love hearing
Thank
you
you.
say that. It's great.
Thank
It's
you.
great.
Thank you. But
Never,
yes,
never
that-
grow up, Crispy. Never grow up.
Tell you what, one final TARDIS.
That was really high pitched. I'm gonna spin it.
Ladies
I'm
and
gonna spin
gentlemen,
it. Hang on, wait, Crispy. I spun it. Look, I'm spinning it.
Whoa, he's spinning
Whoosh.
it. Whoa. Wow, I can't
gone.
believe we've made it to modern day 2023, this 60th anniversary of Doctor Who. We have 3 specials to look forward to very soon, just in 2 weeks. Can you believe it? We have the Star Beast,
Shut up.
Wild Blue Yonder, and the Giggle. It's very exciting, and hey, that's how Doctor Who celebrated its anniversary specials. Can you
Can you
believe
get
it?
back in the TARDIS, please?
Yeah, I can. I absolutely can.
We're going back 10 years because you forgot something.
Oh, I know what I forgot.
Yeah, I asked you at the start of this episode, and look, I know my brain isn't working, but it's not that bad. Explain how One Direction have a part in Doctor Who in 2013. And this is how we end the episode with story time.
Doctor Who. It's not listed in this article, but it is iconic, almost
It's
as
based on
iconic
our
as
memory,
the Day
bear
of
in
the
mind.
Doctor. I think it was called Doctor Who, the After Party Live.
Yep.
And it was a very, very strange event. It had a lot of the Doctor's past companions there, but they were all just sitting at the bar. It featured Zoe Ball hosting, and it had Matt Smith, Jenna Coleman, Stephen Moffat on the panel, and it was just a very, very strange thing. But one of the most infamous segments of that was they had a live stream conversation to One Direction, because it was also One Direction Day, because apparently that, I don't know why that was a big thing, but it was 1D Day as well. And so they did this little cross promotion, and I think at the time they were in Los Angeles and Doctor Who was in Cardiff or wherever they were. And they did this live stream Q&A thing, and the Louis and Niall had some pre-arranged questions to ask Matt Smith and Jenna Coleman. But unfortunately, the live stream was worse than the internet connection between Troy and myself on a bad day. It was
On a good day,
shocking.
you mean?
On a good day. Look, it was worse. the delay between the two, I think, would have been at least 30 seconds plus. And so as soon as a few questions started going, they started hearing the other questions, and then they started reacting to them hearing the other questions, and then a few seconds later, they could hear themselves reacting to themselves hearing the questions.
It was really
and
rough.
They had to cut that conversation early, and it is one of the most hilarious clips in Doctor Who history.
Can you watch it anywhere online? Like
it is online. It is on YouTube, and I highly recommend you
Vimeo
going.
or something.
No, it's on YouTube. Someone's
Live.
uploaded it to YouTube. It's hilarious. But yeah, so that was. If anything, you can take if you take anything away from today, that was the most iconic moment in Doctor Who's 60-year history. The failed One Direction live stream to celebrate One Direction Day.
It's still on BBC on programmes. Zoe Ball and Rick Edwards get the party started for the celebration of 50 years of Doctor Who, with doctors and companions past and present, celebrity fans and special surprises. It was last shown on BBC Three on Sunday the 24th of November 2013.
Well, there you go.
It was only ever shown twice. Saturday 23rd November when it came out, and then repeated the next day on Sunday. And that was it. They never broadcast it again. I wonder why.
Burn it in the archives. Burn it in the archives.
It's actually crazy to think that they actually managed to line the 50th anniversary up with it being on a Saturday. That's cool, that, isn't it?
Yeah, that's pretty wild. I like that they did that. How time did
Shame
that.
they didn't do that with the 60th.
Not how time works, my friend. But yes.
When was the last time it was on a Saturday? That's a question. Let's do some investigation.
Eve of the Daleks.
Shut up.
It was.
Keep talking, Crispy. Keep talking.
Did we? Well, I'm happy to end the episode there.
Okay, but I'm not.
That's my end point.
It was 2019.
Oh, well, there we go. Congratulations.
AKA the year where there wasn't any Jodie Doctor Who, right? So it's been awkward. They skipped over the year where the Doctor Who's birthday was on a Saturday. That's my doorbell. I hope my mum's got
Oh, wow. That's excellent. Everyone take a drink.
She's at home today. She's not feeling as well either.
Yes, it's
She'll be fine by the time this comes out, but feel free to say get well to my mum, but yeah. Is she? I assume she's got the door. But yeah, we're going to wrap up there. That was a good way to end the episode.
That's great.
There you go.
That's great. I hope you enjoyed that, Troy. Did you get
That was
an
really
education?
interesting. Thank you for taking me along memory lane for me, because I've been alive for the last 60 years.
But you're now a 60-year-old man, much like myself.
Crispy, I need to go to bed.
Fred Archer.
Oh, my back.
What's the flux?
I'm Grey Arch alive now.
Grey Archer alive. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm crispy.
So-
Oh no, I've fallen.
And you can't get up.
Correct.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening to episode 84. For listening, not to listening. Thank you very much to listening. Episode 84 of Who's There Doctor Who podcast. We'll be back next Saturday with another recorded that week episode. Really hope there's no news. Crispy, what are we doing next week?
Something fun. Something crazy. Something not
Shall I
lazy.
tell the folks what it is?
Yes, absolutely.
It'll be the
you can.
last episode before we quit. No, it's the last episode before the Star Beast airs, before the 60th actually begins. So much like with Power of the Doctor, it's final predictions time. Theories, all sorts of stuff.
I'm excited.
Yeah. So I think what we will do, and I'm going to say this to you right now, I think it'd be a good idea if we put a post out saying what are your final predictions for the 60th, just so we could get those out and have some audience impact, audience polls.
Let's do that.
We'll do that. We'll do that.
Perfect.
Well, thank you all very much for listening and watching. Crispy, you got any closing comments to wrap us up? I'm going to keep slouching back in my chair because it's nice and relaxing.
No, I don't. But I just hope that you all have a very, very fun time. Keep your
Have a
loved
Merry
ones
Christmas
close.
and a Happy New Year.
have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Absolutely.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. And
Happy
that's
Valentine's Day, if you find someone, which I haven't. Feeling lonely. Okay, don't make it too sad, Crispy. I don't want to cry. Just because you're happy with your girlfriend.
it. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Can you find me someone while you're over here, since you're clearly so good?
Oh, I never... Did we say where the trip was?
No?
Oh, well, we'll never know.
I'll cut that bit out, shall I?
Oh, no, you keep that in.
Oh.
People might be
Wait.
shocked.
Wait. Oh, it's a little shock at the end of the episode.
Oh, shh. No
wanna
one
keep
will
that in
know.
there, yeah? You happy?
Yeah, let's keep
Cool,
that
that
in
means I
there.
don't have to do any editing for this episode either. Cool, alright. See you all in episode 85 next week. Until then, it's goodbye from Crispy.
Bye.
And it's goodbye from me. Alon Z, baby.
Alon Z.